The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg Podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me is John Doe and Swoosh.
Hi.
Hello.
And I think we're going to kick things off this week with what me and John Doe promised to do, which was talk about Redfall now that we'd actually had a chance to play it.
See, I wanted to try and play it, but the game said no.
It took me several goes to actually get the fucking thing to load. Like, I
think I'm the
loaded and I didn't even get a fucking splash screen. The cunt just crashed on me.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one who got it to launch first try.
Yeah.
Well, clearly you sold your soul to someone and got a bad return.
To the vampires, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got I'm pretty sure Redfall was exactly the value of my soul.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty
not
fucking
worth a lot.
budget soul right there. That's a crack addict soul right there.
Hell
That's
has
already-
a bargain bin.
that-
It's full of this game.
That's not an entire soul. That's a layaway on a cracked soul.
Yeah.
So, like, me and John Doe played through the first actual mission of the game, not the intro tutorial. And, yeah, that was some pretty unfulfilling gameplay.
Oh, yeah. Well, when I loaded in, because I hadn't even played the tutorial yet, and only the person who hosts the game has any progress in the game, you can still pick up weapons and shit, so... Yeah, by the time I actually went through and decided to play the tutorial by myself, so you pretty much have to progress by yourself because your mates won't progress, I already had fairly high-end weapons. Like, I got, like any fucking game, you end up with loot rarity drops, so your greens, blues, your purples and yellows and shit. By the time I actually did the tutorial, I already had 3 friggin' purple weapons. It's like, well,
Jeebus.
I'm already one-shot and everything. This
So
is
at that
hard.
point, you wade into the nest of vampires, like, oh, the scary vampires, like, pop, pop, pop. Oh, look, they're dead.
Well, see, that's the problem. Like, okay, so the mechanics of it is so strange because the plot, if you played the start of the game, is like the vampires take the sun. You're not ever supposed to see another dawn again. There's a day-night cycle, though.
Yeah.
Okay. I have questions there.
So
like-
did we.
Yeah.
Like, you can look up, and there's a sunlight. It's a little like Hogfather, where it's like, the sun would never rise again. What would happen? A giant ball of gas would rise in the east and set in the west.
I don't know why it has a day-night cycle, but the thing, like, but then this sort of game, I think, would have probably benefited from a day-night cycle because, like, okay,
Yeah.
the vampires can't come out during the day, but they'll be out during the night, and the nighttime will be super dangerous or something.
Like,
It's
the
fucking
nighttime could be an
not.
increased difficulty, and the day is like the other dumb AI that runs
like,
around.
what is it?
Dying Light?
Fuck, what? Yeah, Dying Light. Where
Well,
they're
if you
super
go into a
infected
dark
right
place,
at night.
yeah, if you go into a
Yeah.
dark place, and you definitely find these things, and they will come for you.
No, and they're chumps. They're absolute chumps. We were using, like, grey tier shotguns and just blowing vampires away.
Yeah.
They're
So-
nothing.
Vampires are the new ninja. If there's a bunch of vampires, they're all made of paper. But if there's one of them, that guy will never die.
No, actually, Smooth. That's a little wrong, because after we fucked around for this entire mission, and we got to the end of it with no boss fight or fucking anything,
okay,
no
no,
reward
no.
payoff.
Wait, what?
You need to set this up properly. You go out on the mission. It's supposed to be to go to the supermarket to get some stuff.
Okay.
Instead, you get sidetracked because 2 choppers get shot down.
Okay.
We meandered over to the first chopper, got slightly sidetracked opening a safe house, went to the chopper, found it, there was some loot, and we got ambushed. Not very difficult, but we did get attacked by a bunch of minions.
Things.
And a couple of vampires. Again, these vampires are so not an issue. I don't understand why they're
More
held
ghouls than
up.
vampire.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know how they
nothing.
took over this town unless the only thing that
Yeah.
the local PD had was a plank with a nail in it, and even then, that nail was rusty.
Yeah.
rotten piece of wood.
Yeah. It's balsa wood.
We then ventured our way up this mountain where we had, I will freely admit, Arkane can still do a wonderful vista as we're going up the side of this fucking mountain.
It was pretty.
A couple of fights on the way up, some minions, a couple of vampires. We get up to the top, and just before you go up to the next chopper, there is a full refill of health, there is a full refill of ammo. It is clearly prepping you for a fight. Any other game,
it's
this would
basic
be a
gamer
fight.
instinct. Health, ammo, I'm in for a fight. Like, I was waiting for the music to change. The music never changed.
We trundle up the pass to the chopper. I go over to the chopper and have a look at, I can't even remember what I clicked on, and then it just goes, mission done. No fight.
Wow.
Nothing.
So the game blue-balled you, essentially.
Oh, straight.
Really?
It gave you all the build-up and then nothing. No payout.
No, but even worse now, like, we were sat there were a couple of weapon caches, we pull the guns out. Oh, cool, we've got a stake launcher, we've got a fucking assault rifle. Oh, alright then. So, surely there's got to be some more? Nope, that's just fucking done. Alright, well, we'll look around the area. And then Seth sees a fucking vampire sitting on a cliff being all broody, fucking around.
No.
And it's got
what
three
I saw,
shields.
yeah.
It's got three shields hovering around. So it's obviously like this is an elite monster. Like, holy fuck, like, it's going to take some damage. Like, this thing's actually going to put up a fight. And so we meander over and I think, well, I've got a purple sniper rifle. I'm fucking level 2. So I thought, well, let's see if he can shoot between the shields and I'll just try and pop it in the head and see what it actually does. One shot. And then
I shot it with the stake launcher because when they die, they go into
you
a
have to stake them.
state.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, it had nothing to do with the mission.
Horrible.
It was just a critter sitting on a fucking cliff face. I don't know if we were meant to walk up that way, but it means you had to walk around the whole back of this fucking mountain to get up that way because it was just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, there was no boss fight for the mission, and then a critter that could have been an elite enemy wasn't.
Just, like, random elite vampire just brooding on a cliff, like, yes, the darkness, ooh, spooky, snap, dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
And then, after that, we were meandering back down to head back to base to hand in the quest. And we randomly, we went past a building we'd actually been in before.
Yeah.
But now it had traps on it, so we're like, alright, we'll check it out. And I've gone inside the building, and John Doe stayed outside. And we've been ambushed. I don't know what happened to John Doe, but I had 3 vampires who were a melee enemy in melee combat with me. I handily dealt with them without help.
Yeah. There were several vampires outside, but they ran in a straight line at me. So the sniper rifle I had out, I didn't even need to move. The first one ran into the scope, pop. Then the next one ran right behind him, and pop. And I dropped 3 without moving the scope. I just held aim and clicked 3 times. And that was it.
Now, before we left this place, we both died. Do you know what to?
Your own grenade?
No. Fire we weren't standing in.
Wow, okay.
I came out a door and there was a bundle of hay or something next to the door. That was on fire. But it wasn't standing on the hay. Apparently it was just too close to the fire. And then John Doe came over to res me and was too close to the fire.
I seen the fire and thought, like, okay, something's happened, so I don't know if I can get burned or not. I'm going to avoid that because fire is bad. I actively walked away from it, and I must have clipped the fucking hitbox because suddenly I'm on fire, and it's like a second, maybe 2 later, dead. Like, not even enough time to hit your health regen. You're dead. It's like, that was enough.
We got attacked by multiple went down to an environmental effect we weren't even standing on.
That is fucked. Like, this game was already not reviewing well, but like that is sloppy gameplay to start with. Like,
now, I played a little bit more of this on my own. Now, at least that first mission, when you do it, something interesting happens. The choppers get shot down, and you go find the choppers.
yeah.
Do you want to know what the second mission was?
Choppers are shot down, and you have to go and find the choppers.
No. We're in a vampire apocalypse. We're trapped on this island. We're running low on resources. The hold-up shelter you have barely is keeping out the vampires. How about guess what the doctor asks you to do?
Go and get him some garlic.
No, that probably would have made sense.
Oh.
He wants you to take his father's watch and put it on his mother's grave so they can both be together in death. In the vampire apocalypse they're barely surviving in.
There are better things for you to do than that. Like, I'm sure that man was hurting, but at the same time, no. It should be an option to say, you know what? No, I'm not doing that for you.
It's real. I could not. It's like this is the quest line. This isn't random thing you find from some dude in the game world and you get a side quest. This is the selectable mission table, and this is one of the missions.
That isn't something that should be like the second fucking mission or early on. That is something that happens as like a progression for a relationship with an NPC.
Yeah.
Like, the way Fallout used to do it, where you go on like personalized quests, reach NPC. That's something I would see that being
to build a better relationship. You
mission.
get a discount in their store. Like,
or if like I've picked another mission as I'm leaving, he like flags you down and goes, "Hey, can you do this while you're out there?"
Thing.
Yeah.
Nah, that's the stated mission.
Wow.
After I ran around with Seth for a little bit, a couple of days later, I thought, right, I'm going to give this a go by myself. So obviously, you almost have to play it solo to fucking progress, because you can't progress with your mates if you're playing in their fucking game. So I thought, right, I'm already level 4 or 5, whatever it is. I'll finally play the fucking tutorial. Play through a little bit of this shit. So I load up, I played through the tutorial, and it was pretty fucking basic. I already had like pretty decent weapons, so it was like, okay, well, everything's getting one shot. Off we go.
Must have been weird when the game was like, go get the shitty handgun, and you're like, but this rifle.
Yeah. I walked in and it's like, here's a shitty handgun. It's like, I already have a gold fucking shotgun. No. I'm gonna pick. Actually, I went through it and it had a section there. You need to pick up health, but I already had max health and max health pickups because I still had the pickups from previously. So I had to go and find an enemy and get hit and heal myself, and then get hit and heal myself. Then take 5 steps backwards so the enemy lost me, and then go back to pick up this fucking health pack to progress the fucking story.
Oh, I can imagine you sitting there with a grenade next time, like, fuck it, cook a grenade.
I didn't have fucking grenades, or I probably would have.
The tutorial wasn't built to handle you having a leveled character in a game where you don't have persistent character save across a multiplayer title.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I couldn't pick up this fucking health pack until I went off and found the next enemies. But the enemies like don't spawn in that particular thing until you've picked up this fucking health pack. So I had to go off and get to the top of this fucking boat, because you can't trigger the last door opening until you've done the fucking shit earlier, and try and snipe an enemy in the distance to get fucking hit by them.
So you almost soft-locked yourself out of the tutorial.
Because I had too much health.
Because you didn't take any damage.
Yeah.
That is idiocy. I mean, come on. Like, you should not be able to soft-lock anywhere on the tutorial in any capacity.
You shouldn't. Like, even if I've got max pickups, it should just be, you can, if you've already got max, just pick them up. Just let it be done. But anyway, I went through that. I went through the whole thing to take your hub station back, all that bullshit, and all the way through there's enemies. Like, you can sneak around this enemy, or you can fight your way through them. It's like, I've sniped every enemy in this area before you've even looked at this fucking thing. Like,
you can fight these enemies. Like, what fucking enemies? There's nothing left.
I mean, when I did it, I didn't have the leveled gear, but I had the basic handgun. And I went, okay, well, I'm not going to try and do stealth. I'm going to fight. Headshot the first guy, dies instantly. I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing, huh?
Yeah. Like, you didn't need leveled weapons. I just happened to have them. I had an assault rifle, a shotgun, and a sniper rifle. It's like, I didn't need your shitty pistol. And picking shit up in that first mission, you can't break it down for parts, or whatever the fuck they want to call it in this game. And so I ended up, by the end of it, a full inventory of just grey weapons, and I never used one of them.
Just yeet them. Just ditch, discard.
So
Gone.
I assume I can just break them down for resources later. That's all any of this is.
Yeah.
So
it's real dumb.
I went through all of that, and then I thought, fuck, because I have no fucking progression, I may as well do the same mission I've already done with fucking Seth. So I load that up, start doing it, choppers crash, I fuck off out the thing, and thought, right, I'm not going to walk the same path, I'm going to take a different way. I'll go to the left, and I'll go through the town. And I'm still sniping enemies a street ahead of me. And finally it opens up another safe house. I thought, oh, fine, I'll go in, I'll clear the safe house. Not a single enemy spawned to stop me opening the safe house. I just walked up and flicked the switch.
It's because it was a safe house.
But when you flick the switch, it turns all the UV lights on, so you stand in the middle of it. And when Seth and I did it, it spawned a fuckload of enemies, and we fought it, or not a fuckload, for this game it was a fuckload, but for any other game it was like, there are 10 guys. Cool.
Yeah.
Here it's... And so...
Particularly when one of those vampires, I swear to God, I don't know if he did, but I swear he spawned in the UV light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first time I saw him in the fight, was him getting fucked over by the UV light.
Things like, if enemies go down as quickly as it sounds like they were dying in that game, you want a swarm mechanic. That's how you make things difficult or challenging.
Don't swarm.
Yeah.
No.
Most of the vampires, you'll fight one or two at a time.
One
Plus,
or two
the
at a
vampires are
time,
not
and
really
they get
swarming
stuck on the geometry, because when they do the little teleport thing, they get stuck in the grass, and they can't fucking move.
Oh, it's hitting the grass hitbox, essentially. Yeah.
Which is weird, because you can walk through that grass without hitting anything, but they go halfway through and they get locked on the grass, which is just stupid. Anyway, so I do the fucking safe house mission. Like, I unlock the safe house, I go in there, and it says, oh, there's a map on the wall here, have a look at it. And there's another mission, you can make part of the street safe. And then after you do that, there's a boss, and it'll make the whole street safe. So, alright, fuck it, I'll do that instead of doing the shit I've already done. So, it says there's a crystal here, you gotta stop these blood bag witches from getting to it and blowing up. So, alright then. So, I go to the thing, I climb on the roof of the house, because sniper rifle's the best thing I got, I might as well keep running with that.
Yep.
And you hit him in the head, and it does a slither of damage. But if you go downstairs and hit him anywhere in the body, it's a one-hit kill. And
that is odd.
if you run up to them and go to melee them or hit him with a shotgun, they detonate. And I found you could be quite a distance away, and it'll take off like a very large chunk of your health.
Wow, that...
Like, one will detonate, and if one sneaks past and gets near the crystal and detonates, even if you're on the other side of the crystal or on the other side of the fucking yard that the thing spawned in, you're taking damage.
Jesus.
So I died like 8 times from enemies I couldn't even see. I just happened to be within a massive fucking range of it. And then so...
That is annoying as fuck.
When you die and respawn, that mission's still happening. So you then have to run back, and if you happen to kill enough of them, then, oh no, the bad guy doesn't spawn. The crystal breaks and there's loot. If enough of them do get to it, oh no, the crystal breaks and another vampire spawns, but the loot's still there. So nothing really changes. There's no real fail state for that mission.
That's odd. Like,
but when the big bad of this mission spawned, he spawned inside, like standing with his torso out of a car and his arse end in a car with his 3 shields hovering around him. So I thought, well, I know how to deal with these blokes. Single headshot. Bang, that was done. Took the loot, and I got 2 blood vials, a purple and a blue blood vial of shit I can't even fucking use yet until I hit level 15 apparently, and I'm level 5.
I hate when they do that, and you end up with an inventory full of shit.
But these blood vials are level 5 blood vials. I just don't unlock the ability to use them until I'm level 15. Like, why have them in the fucking loot table?
Level before 15, like,
no.
Why don't you do this mission before level 15 if the loot's not going to be usable?
Yeah.
That is very odd. Why that should not be in the loot table below level 15.
No, it fucking shouldn't be. Like,
Well,
it shouldn't be a fucking option until you've unlocked the ability to use the fucking thing. And you can't break it down until you've got the ability to use the fucking thing.
Yeah, of course.
And so it's now it was taking up several space of inventory now because I can't get rid of it. You can't sell it. You can't do anything fucking with it. But yay, okay.
Huzzah!
If
That
anything,
is shit.
it's a loss of ability because now I've lost inventory space
Yeah.
for completing a mission, and then the next step was meant to be go off and do a fucking boss monster thing, and I'd been through the house where this fucking boss monster had spawned in before and looted a whole heap of shit and mucked around in it. So I had to go back to this house, and you can't even step foot on the lawn without just enemies everywhere. Fucking swarmed. The only time I've ever been swarmed by anything in this game, and I couldn't even do fucking damage to them. So, okay, well, I guess I do need to come back when I'm a higher level to actually do something here. Great.
That is all round sounds like just badly developed game or a very badly put together game. Like,
it feels like an early access Kickstarter. Like,
yeah,
but I don't know how they're gonna, if they're gonna fix it.
I doubt they will. I'm honestly expecting they'll wash their hands of it and just try.
But for the amount of marketing and like, this was going to be a big fucking game.
Yeah,
it's not. Like, I don't know how the fuck they could do this. Like, how the fuck did this make it to sale? Who reviewed this game? Idea. Like, the people... there was an article I read of the people at Microsoft got their test reviewers in to play the game, and it reviewed quite highly. Who is the kiss ass that wrote that fucking review?
I'll guarantee you what they were doing. They had 4 people playing co-op.
Yeah,
and you'd be surprised how many shit games are fun when you've got 3 people, when you've got 3 other mates to talk shit while you're playing.
Yeah, because that's not the game being fun. That's talking shit with your mates being fun. So they either need these test reviewers to come in solo, or if it's meant to be a co-op game, maybe 2, but not having the same fucking room. Like, actually run it how the game runs on a fucking network. So it's meant to run in a situation like you'd actually play it at fucking home.
And I mean, I played it single player and I hated it.
Yep.
It wasn't good, but I had a lot more fun when I was playing it with you, John Doe. Like, at least we were talking shit and having fun.
Like, you can put up with a lot of shit when you got a mate next to you can talk shit too. Like,
a bad game can still be fun if you've got the right people. Hence the reason I played Overwatch for so long.
Yeah. Like, there are plenty of bad games out there that are so much more... Like, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's a boring-ass game to play solo, but if you're playing with a group of mates, it can be a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of games out there that are great played with mates, and
honestly,
this is
a
like bad game.
The...
It's your mates that make this game better.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind playing, like, the most recent Final Fantasy with, like, a couple of people, essentially. Just the Statler and Bulldorfing for Final Fantasy. Like, the Backstreet Boys game, essentially. It's like, we're gonna go be like a boy band. Let's have some fun. Like, that is the only way I'd end up playing that game.
Though, could you imagine, like, one of those Final Fantasy games where you make a squad of, like, 15 people, but the only way you can unlock all of those 15 characters was if you had 15 mates playing at the same fucking time?
Oh! Can you imagine?
And each person only controls one fucking character. You got to sit there for 14 other people doing bullshit before you get to select a single attack.
You remember what happened with, like, Pokemon Go when nerds actually went out and socialized? We actually see a resurgence of that again.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have to go to bars to meet people. I have 3 characters I can't use.
I need people.
But before we move on to a different topic, how did the vampires steal the sun? Like, what magic hoodoo have they done?
I don't know. Vampires,
didn't play that long.
Oh, fair.
They're just vampires.
It's just a thing, the big evil vampire that's supposed to eat your face at the start of the game, but gets saved. You get saved because the sun happens.
That makes sense. My face is very delicious.
In the opening cutscene fucking thing, it's narrated by a girl who has got special blood, and these doctors, all they need is a drop of it to be able to provide unlimited life, and people will never die, and everything is like, that already sounds fucking sketchy. So, no.
That sounds like a cult.
Straight
I don't
out.
deal with that.
And then and she goes, so I said yes, and I went in there, and they took everything. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, you're lucky you didn't wake up in a bathtub missing kidneys. Shit.
Yeah, like, I trust the
But-
big corporation not to take all my blood. Then they took all my blood.
Pretty much like
And they
once you
brought
finish the tutorial
vampires.
on the boat, the big door opens and then they just darken the sun and go, "You'll never see a dawn again."
Yeah.
I saw plenty of dawns after that.
Like, the sun is gone, and we're gonna make all the water like full on fucking Noah, just separate out from the beach. So there's a giant fucking wall of water, but no one can escape.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it just seems fucking screwy to me. Like, just how do we stop
Just
people
dumb.
escaping an island? Okay.
Also, like, I swear, vampires don't quite work in a modern setting. When you can, like, nuke a site from orbit, it's hard to have a small island controlled by vampires. It's like, okay, bombardment from orbit.
Forget about that. When you can just give everyone a torch with a UV filter
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
When
they-
you can
they're
literally just
vulnerable to
go
UV
on
lights in this
eBay
game.
and buy like 100 UV torches for $25.
Yeah.
It's like when they can sell them in a
only-
fucking Rona pack for bloody
Oh,
$10.
yes.
I think everyone has a fucking UV torch at home.
Yeah. Pretty
So
much.
it's dumb.
Vampires aren't scary anymore. Like, even, like, they went the way of zombies. They became too saturated and they're no longer, like,
But they haven't even been saturated. There hasn't been
Yeah.
a good vampire game. I don't think I could tell you the last fucking good vampire game. Blood Rain. I think that's the last one I actually played that I remotely enjoyed.
I enjoyed V Rising, but that was just because it was a survival building game that I
Vampire Masquerade Bloodline?
I don't think I ever played it. But if it was a good game, awesome. I'm glad vampires have a semi-decent game.
starting to think we're never seeing the sequel to that now.
I don't think we will either.
Like,
That's absolutely MIA.
I think zombies are the worst fucking enemy type in a game. Like, they just
yeah,
annoy
I'm so
the
tired
shit
of
out of
zombies.
me. And I don't know how they've gotten more fucking games that, like, how they end more games than a potentially fucking Apex Predator kind of fucking enemy.
Like, even
there
just
should be more
generic
horror games
werewolves
with
or
fucking
lycanthropes.
vampires.
Yeah, like, werewolves and vampires have been underutilized for a while. Every time they get a game, horrible. They're shit. But they shouldn't be, because they should, by all rights, be terrifying. It's a humanoid creature that is going to rip your fucking throat out, is fast as hell, and tanky as fuck.
Yeah.
How do you screw that up? But
Well,
they do every time.
You make Redfall. That's how you screw
Yeah.
that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually said it to John Doe while we were playing. God damn, they've made shooting vampires boring. We've
Yeah.
only been playing for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Like,
The key enemy should not be boring
No.
30 minutes
Yeah.
in.
like, even keep them back for elite enemies or fucking boss monsters, that kind of thing, and have you fighting a cult for the first few fucking missions, or
Fighting a cult or fighting ghouls or the, like,
Yeah.
the
Well, they
semi-vampire
have human
things.
minions.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that I can one shot them with the shittiest pistol, but whatever. They're your swarm mechanic. They're your always
Yeah.
around. When it turns to night, the vampires should come out. They should be wicked powerful, fucking dangerous, and I'm scared as shit of them.
Yeah.
Not, oh, I'll just shotgun it in the face. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds like
And,
that game is
like,
just
they
sad.
don't even say you've got fucking silver slugs or silver pellets. It's a normal shotgun round. It's like, lead's not meant to do shit to a vampire.
Yeah.
Like,
Shall we get off of this one?
Probably a good idea.
Well-
we have ranted for a while on it.
I was gonna say,
I'll probably go for
hang
longer
on,
if I'd managed to get the start.
I just want to
thing
say,
started
like,
either.
vampires don't work in a lot of fucking games, but apparently they do work in space. So, just a teaser for later.
Fucking space vampires.
Okay, so the other big thing we were going to talk about this week is this ad-supported TV.
I don't like this thing on principle.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Look, come on. At this point, even big TVs are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Go to fucking Aldi, and you can get
Yeah.
a
I have an
decent
LCD.
sized
It's fucking
TV
great.
for under $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even
It's
like
good.
on a selling, like $100 for a lot of people, that can be a lot of fucking money. Like,
Yeah.
no matter where you look, like $100 is still $100.
Yeah.
But a few weeks of putting a couple of dollars away here and there, you can pull it together relatively quickly. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't know who this market's meant to be for.
Neither do I.
Like,
It's strange.
I can
It's
understand.
just a constant scroll. What was it we were looking into? Or was it just ads at the bottom of the TV scrolling across? Or something?
It seems to be like they have a separate bit of the TV that is about the size. It goes the full width of the TV, and it's about the size of a cell phone.
Okay.
Which cell
and that
phone?
will essentially.
That's a good
I
point.
know, right? They just say cell phone. They don't say, and the
actually-
actual website for the TV only has a silhouette of it. It doesn't actually show
No.
it.
It's actually like a Galaxy tablet size going across the entire
It's just a
thing.
very
Either
large
way-
phone. It's a phablet.
It's clearly designed to work like the little
Ticker
ticker
tape.
tape thing at the bottom
Yeah.
of like news shows.
I am
But it can run
curious though.
ads.
Does that like take up part of the resolution of the screen, or is
It's a
that
separate
like
screen.
Oh, okay, so it's a separate thing.
You stated
wouldn't
as
take up.
separate.
Yeah. But how long until those ads start playing fucking sound?
I know, right?
yeah? Like, and that'd be really fucking bad. It's bad enough when you open a fucking web page, you try and find the one that's playing fucking music. Can you imagine
Yeah.
you're trying to watch a show and which ad is it? Holy fuck, this is annoying.
Yeah.
We're getting to a
I mean-
point where like idiocracy is becoming more and more real, and I fucking hate it because there's that scene where he comes through the guy's wall, the great garbage avalanche, and he's like his giant screen TV, and about 80% of it is just ads surrounding it in a border. So it's just a normal sized TV surrounded by ads.
And then
getting
ads
that-
on the fucking TV every 6 minutes, or 5 minutes.
It's why I don't trust where we're headed with augmented reality and that kind of stuff, because the second that's released to the public, there'll be ads on it.
Well, you're going to end up with a Ready Player One situation.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll end up with the bad Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually thinking less Ready Player One, more Stray Cat Strut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where she connects to any network and is flooded by malware and advertisements. I'm not looking forward to that future.
But
No.
would you like to hear some of the taglines? for this TV?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Lay it on us.
Before has never been so jealous of after.
What?
I want to stab someone.
Oh no!
That
You want
physically pained me.
the one? No. You want the one that hurts. Okay, here's the one that
Oh god,
hurts.
it gets worse.
The biggest thing to happen to TV since color.
What? No,
Okay.
ads have been on TV since before color. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's not just a tagline. That is the prominent one on their website.
At least they didn't try and say it's bigger than sliced bread. Like, that's where I
think
thought it was
putting
going.
an ad bar on a TV and making it free makes it the biggest thing since color.
Well,
Not-
the problem
not-
with that is
Not
no
higher
matter what
resolution or
happens-
clearer image.
Yeah.
Ads.
If this is a separate screen, that means that you cannot operate it independently. It will be like slave to the other one, right?
Yeah, you'd turn it
So if
on.
you're playing
and,
yeah.
the TV would probably turn on after the ads turn on. It'd probably
Oh, yeah.
be a pass-through
It'll
where
have
that has to be
priority.
on before the TV will turn on.
Yeah, but it's like, with that, what happens when you're trying to watch a movie in a dark room and like a bright ad comes up?
You get
Just like a
flashbanged.
deal.
Yeah. You're going to get like randomly blinded for fun. Playing
Oh.
games, you'll have to be sitting there bombarded by advertisements at all times. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you
even
can
if
you
the
can
TV is
almost
free as it
guarantee
stands.
like the hardware in that TV is going to be absolute fucking trash.
Oh, yeah. It's
Like,
a free TV
it's gonna
with an
be-
ad bar. It's going to be fucking shit.
Minimal spec. So
Yeah.
you absolutely wouldn't use it. Well, you could use it for fucking anything. It's unlikely
Yeah.
you'd want to use it for games, that kind of stuff. It'd end up being something cheap in the kids' room. But
Oh, yeah.
it's being ad supported, and you get the TV for free. But at some point, depending on how much you use that TV, the cost of those ads is going to go from a negative to a positive. So they'd end up making money. So if the cheapest shit they can throw into it, the sooner they're going to get a return on it.
Yeah.
So
The other problem is, like, I don't like advertisements at all. I've tried very hard to stay away from them. If I end up watching an advertisement on, like, YouTube that I cannot skip, I will not buy your product. I don't even care anymore. It's
if
like,
I get an ad that I can't skip on YouTube, I tend to not watch that video.
yeah, I'll move on to a different one.
I'll find
come back to it
another
later.
video on the topic I want to watch. until I find one where I can just start without the fucking ad.
I think that's like a generational thing. Like, our generation really does not like the interruption that ads are. Like, we just want the content and then leave us fucking be.
But on fucking YouTube, it's like, I need to watch a video on how to resuscitate someone. Here's a 45-second ad that I can't skip.
They actually had to go and make that change. There was a thing from YouTube years ago where they said they would no longer be running any ads on medical subjects because during the adpocalypse. So they just didn't want it popping up because the advertisers caught wind of that meme. It's like, oh, we don't want to be associated with someone dying, so demonetize that.
But they also got fucking done for they're saying that the minimum age to use YouTube was 16, but our kids section in YouTube is our most popular with the highest demographics. Like, well, like, you've got videos targeted at children, but you've got no children watching. That doesn't fucking work. And so now you're getting more and more companies like fucking 5-Minute Crafts and all those kinds of bullshit fucking things that are making videos specifically designed to target children, but they're not saying that targeted at children, so they can put ads in it, because anything where you tick that box says this is for kids doesn't have ads.
Yeah.
So they're trying to drag children across into, no, watch this video so I can target you with ads so I can get your fucking parents to buy more shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking scummy.
Ads in general are getting worse, especially since we keep, as a generation, we keep taking away ways for them to reach us. Like, our generation has made sure that we don't want ads. We are trying very hard to stay away from them. So we have ad blockers. We have things built to stop them.
They're trying to stop ad blockers and a whole heap of shit.
Yeah. But because of that, ads are getting worse. It's like, oh, we have to find a new way to reach them. It's like, make a good product, word of mouth, that kind of stuff. Go back to your basics.
Yeah, that has very rarely panned out as well as people think it does.
Oh, I'm aware.
You have to advertise.
Yeah. I'm aware of that, but at the same time, I don't want to look at your ads. It makes me angry. I don't want to buy your product.
But then those ads pay for the content that you watch. It's a vicious cycle. We take away the ads. And
it's
the
worse
content.
when it's like YouTubers or platformers when they have a Patreon and they still have ads.
Yeah, that's because YouTube decided they wanted a piece of the pie, because a lot of those YouTubers who had a successful Patreon were turning off ads on their stuff.
Yeah.
Then YouTube put out a thing being like, we're going to run ads on anything we fucking want.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't know, because I am lucky enough to be to not get ads on YouTube, because I have a friend who has a spare spot on his family account, so I technically have YouTube Red.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised if someone loaded up our podcast on YouTube and it had ads on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have our show isn't advertised. It doesn't have an AdSense. Yeah. We're not within the demographic split thing that YouTube requires for us to get paid for our show. So, but YouTube can run anything they want on that, and I don't get.
It's like every 15 minutes as well. Like after a certain amount of time, it's like it's done. We're going to run an ad now
in our 1 hour long podcast.
Just want to say, I wholeheartedly support not buying any products for advertised during this podcast.
Oh yeah, whatever's been advertised to you right now, don't buy it on principle. Fuck them.
They are shit products. I do not support any of them. They are horrible products. They will burn your house down and kill your children.
Meanwhile, just to spite us, I'll start running like Doctors Without Borders ads on our channel.
They will kill all of your children and take them over the borders.
It's just for us, like, it is that eternal problem. Like, advertisement is, it's, for lack of a better way, required for most products to even get out there. Advertisers pay for content to get made. That's how you get to have the content you want to watch. But if you want to watch it without the ads, you're essentially not getting the stuff paid for.
But by the same token, we're getting like Netflix and all those are starting to bring out versions ad supported, so you can you still have to pay, but it's like $2 or $3 instead of $12.
That still annoys me. If I'm paying for the service, there should be no ads, regardless how little I'm paying.
Unless you're specifically getting that cheaper one that has ads, and eventually going to creep it into the higher tier ones. It'll just be, now it's $14, but you get less ads. And now then it'll
remember how Foxtel did it?
Oh yeah.
When Foxtel was like, oh, no ads. And then it suddenly became, oh, we have ads, but only for our own shows.
Yeah, and then
And
it
after
was
that-
Quite
just
honestly, I've never had a problem with, because like I used to watch Anime Lab,
Yeah.
and Anime Lab would advertise only other anime on their service.
yeah,
Which was
but-
great.
But
But then they slowly
just
sneak
like
in
Foxtel, they
ones
started
don't control.
like branching out. Now we're only going to have ads for our stuff and our friends and partners, and then
Yeah.
we're going to have ads for our friends and partners, our stuff, and anyone who pays us. And
Oh,
Yeah.
I understand that it never stops at the point I like,
yeah, never.
or I'm at least okay with.
Yeah. So at some point, it's going to get fucking worse. They're just trying to jam more and more unskippable ads.
It's the unskippable part that annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Especially when they start getting like to a minute and a half long.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want to do this. Why is an advertisement longer than the video I want to watch?
But I'm also curious, like, this whole fucking TV thing, that, like, they're going to ticker tape across the bottom. Like, most places that do an ad for TV, they do it for a full fucking TV screen. Like, that's the resolution they're filmed in. Is it going to get fucking shrunk down or letterboxed to fit in this fucking thing? Is it just going to be
that'll
like the
look so
band
weird.
across the middle of the fucking screen that's going to go there? Or do they actually
No,
have
what
to film
they'll-
an entire ad in that fucking resolution?
Oh, that's going to be horrible. But I know I'm guaranteeing that they're just going to have like they're going to be cheap and use their YouTube banner ads. So they'll be like really shitty resolution, but just the ones that pop up at the bottom of a YouTube video.
Though I'd find it quite fucking funny if, like, it might be a 2 or 3 inches tall, and if it's like a 20-inch screen, it's going to be like quite a length. So have an ultra wide ad,
Yeah.
like ultra wide resolution, and then you might, if you could just extend that and sort of stretch it out and make it a little bigger, and then instead of a minute ad, have, I don't know, an hour and a half fucking movie in ultra wide. We'll be able to play a game on that fucking screen. Just make it a little bit fucking bigger, and then swap it, and then fuck off the other one. Just start
The
selling
only
ultra
reason
wides.
I would ever get this TV would be literally to get my hands on the hardware and just jailbreak it.
Yeah.
Play with it then. Like,
Oh, it'd be a cheap way to get a dual screen.
Sure.
As long as you're okay with a cell phone size second screen.
But
I would have the
is it a
dumbest
cell
things
phone
going along
screen
there when I'm
tall,
gaming.
and like the entire length of it?
It's the entire width, but it doesn't say.
Because
all it says
if
is
it's
the
the
width
size
of
of
a
a fucking
phone.
cell phone, like I've got a S fucking 23 or some shit here in front of me, and that screen's what, almost 7 inches diagonal.
Yeah.
So if that's almost a picture-in-picture if it's only that in the fucking corner. But if it's standing horizontal or fucking vertical for the entire length of it, that's quite a fucking screen space.
Yeah.
Problem is that they're not giving us the dimensions of this separate
No.
screen of theirs.
And they're not
like,
saying if
They
it's
also haven't
picture-in-picture
shown
or if
pictures of it
it's...
Yeah.
It'd,
Dumb, I don't like it.
it'd be really fucking funny if it was picture-in-picture, but it was never in the same spot twice for each ad, if it jumped around the fucking
No.
screen.
It's like the fucking DVD logo, like
Oh yeah,
zooming
you'd
around
be
the
waiting
screen.
for it to pop exactly in a corner, or like you're trying to watch something on TV and an ad pops right on someone's forehead.
Yeah.
Like, trying to watch the news and it's right across the middle, like, this house is burning today. Buy kids cereal.
Oh, yes. Like the ill-timed ads. We might get some good content out of that TV, though.
That would be funny as fuck.
Only reason I can think I'd ever get this TV would be content for this show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just
The thing is, like,
fucking
it just
laugh
seems
at
like
it.
they're making shit to be as annoying as possible. Next up is an add-on for the TV where it just has a laser pointer that pokes things every so often. Like those kids in a shitty theater where like, there's always one. No, it's...
I'd like it if
It's
they
I don't know
sold
who's
like
aimed
the ad banner as like an attachment that you could put on any other screen and use that as a ticker tape banner for anything else. Just let me put
No,
information through that. I don't
Can
want
we
ads
apply
on
for an ad on this TV? Like,
Yeah.
Do you hate this fucking thing? Join us in Tangenetics so we can like laugh at
We
it.
will
with
bitch about this product. Yay!
I will pay for the advertising.
They
Done.
sound like the kind of group who would just take any fucking ad.
They
too.
really
yeah.
do. I might look into that for shits and
Hey,
giggles.
guys, you know this free telly you're watching on us right now? Don't. Turn it off.
This
Stop
telly's
it.
shit. Join 1080 podcast. Hey.
Come bitch about this kind of shit with us.
Listen to us for free on YouTube and support it. Just don't buy any of the fucking products because they're shit.
Just get out of the before, it's fine.
Shall we move on to the actual good thing this episode, because it's Book Week!
Yay!
I like books.
So this month's book was Hell's Rejects, books 1 through 4, because I got used to get the collection instead of just buy book 1.
I actually really enjoyed this series, but I have one big fucking grief with the writer.
Okay.
His fucking cliffhangers.
Oh, yeah.
First book? Fucking first book? So, we'll finally get some information. We're gonna know what's happening. And the last sentence is, they all looked expectantly at the lawgiver person, and they opened their mouth to speak. End of book 1. Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
Fuck you. The first chapter of that second book should have been the last chapter of the first book. And I hate that so much.
Like,
yeah.
The rest of the content, though, was really good.
at the start of or midway through the first book, I started to expect almost like a what was that book series? I want to say Star Ocean, but I know it's fucking wrong.
The Black Ocean?
Black Ocean. I was almost expecting it to become that style of fucking thing. They get out and they start going on adventures. They've got a whole fucking thing they got to do. Alright, cool. And then as it progresses on, we end up with vampires in space. And
it wasn't just vampires, though. It was werewolves turned up.
It ends up being a whole fucking thing of mythology. It's like, I didn't see any of this coming out of fucking left field.
This book also got me back into rewatching Stargate SG-1, I'm not going to lie. Because they started talking about ancient Egypt at one point. How they came back to try and take over. And these weird bestial things they had look like Anubis.
And if you want more of a reference to that, look at our previous book, Fingerprints of the Gods. Hey.
But I honestly, I enjoyed the series, but it's one of those things that you can tell the first book is a first book. Like, it was like, there was some interesting things that happened, but there was a few things I had questions about. Like, there's a few odd things. But he makes characters that you really, really like to hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He does. That fucking Davis guy, the one who's like the guy who sends her to the hell prison at the start. Fucking hate that guy.
Yeah. Oh, and you hate it. Like, even later on when he appears, I think it's book 3 or book 4, it's like, this guy is just annoying. Like, God fucking
like,
damn.
Please kill him. Kill him, please. And then he gets away again, like, fucking kill him! But no, I enjoyed like the base premise of the setting is really fun. Suicide Squad in space, and then they throw vampires into it essentially.
But vampires ends up being there's so many fucking layers to the name of Hell's fucking Rejects, from like all the enemies they fight and the different layers of fucking enemies. You start off with a vampire, which then turn into demons and then angels, and then they go through the whole fucking mythology, and then it's just like also God. It's like, God fucking damn it.
It's like there is a thing outside of all realities which they call the One, which is just space god.
Yeah.
But he created the space god.
Yeah.
Yeah, who created the Seraphim, and now they go off and do things, and it's like, okay, I am going to say yes to this and just carry on.
Look, this book is a good example of sort of a space opera. Just like big cast, crazy shit's going down, whole universe is in trouble. What the fuck is gonna happen? It's kind of why I picked it up, because like you weren't here for when we discussed it, John Doe, but like I've already read this book before. I was planning to read the next book, but couldn't remember the plot. But I picked it up because I like space opera. There's another book series I may force you guys to read at some point, which is actually really good space opera, not this kind of like, this is interesting because it's got so much shit going on.
This was a beer and peanut space opera, but I still enjoyed it.
I did find some of the events in this, it's like, oh my god, I found information. Let's see if we can get there before the bad guy gets there. Okay, we're here. Now we've got 3 days to prep before the bad guy gets here. Like, it just seemed to be a lot
the bad guy's
jump
here.
cuts.
Yeah.
And Yeah,
Also,
that was like
they
a little
mentioned-
jarring. It's like, did I miss a section or a chapter
Yeah.
or
See, that
something?
sort of jump cutting is pretty common in space opera, but usually what they would do is, like, character is traveling, cut to different character doing something else
Yeah.
during that time period, cut back. But
They
this
did
one
that
is-
occasionally with Man, the guy who runs the OSI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
I
problem is
liked
they-
his storyline.
Yeah, he
They've
was
only got
really cool.
two sets of characters to work with: the Hell's Rejects and Mr. Man.
Yeah.
So they can't jump cut between them too much. They would have needed to split the Hell's Rejects up a lot more if they
Which
wanted
they-
to do that sort of jump
Yeah.
cutting properly.
They
Yeah.
did that in book 2 and 3, though, to their
Yeah.
credit, because they eventually split the party a bit, because like Gant was off on his own, taking over a ship on his own.
Gant is awesome.
A tiny
I like Gant.
squirrel mechanic running
Yeah.
around.
Except he's supposed to
although-
look like a sloth. But I can't
they-
picture him as anything but a squirrel.
So
Yeah, they change it around, because they mention squirrel, sloth,
They call him
dog.
Freak Monkey. They call him Freak Squirrel. They call him. There's a whole heap of different fucking names. They call him a cat at one point because he purrs, and he's
Yeah.
got several. I've had a hard time fucking picturing this thing. I ended up with like in my head this is a fucking lemur. Just it's done. It's a lemur.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, pretty much. I basically just had King Julian in my head.
Yeah.
He's basically just like a 2.5 foot tall marsupial of some kind.
Yeah. And they allude to him being part of a secret program of being a nasty motherfucker, and then they don't tell you any more about it. Like, what kind of shit did he get up to? I want to know that fucking story.
So,
Half
like,
these other people
hell
I don't give a
is-
fuck about.
The part of the reason they're called the Hell's Rejects is because they're all people who were sent to the worst penal colony in the entire
Well,
humanities
military prison,
empire.
effectively.
And they're also on, all of them come from level 20, which is the worst level. So to be in this area, you have to be a traitor to humanity and the military, or just have done something so bad that they're like, bury this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And they keep not telling you what Gant did.
Yeah. And like
It's so annoying.
even the big critter ends up being called OK, which they could have had so much more fun with, but they don't, which is annoying.
At no point do they have when they're saying like, okay, just him popping into like, did someone call me?
Okay, what? I was saying okay. Yes, what? God damn, they could have had some fun with that. But like,
Yeah.
even they go through like what he did to get into there. It's like I killed a lot of people just because
Yeah.
I was in a program where you hear a thing and it says do the thing, and I did the fucking thing, and
A lot
They
of
sent
the
me
Hell's
here.
Rejects seem to be like failed experiments from their the Republic, essentially.
Yeah.
Where they are. Failed like things like let's just put them there now. We
Like,
don't mention that.
so
anymore.
many of them could have just been pushed out an airlock, and they never would have needed a level 20.
Yeah.
Just level 20
Absolutely.
is an airlock, and be done with it.
What did the pilot do again? Because his wasn't so bad.
He beat up a superior officer.
No, he
That's
he,
right,
he
yeah.
flogged Mr. Man.
That's
Because
right, yeah,
he
he beat
refused
the-
to
the
fly a
guy who
mission.
runs the OSI.
And then everyone died on that mission because he wasn't flying the fucking ship.
Yeah. That's right.
Because that considered treason against the military. Treason against the military gets you sent to level 20 of hell.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But look, it's a fun set of books. Like, it's a great deal if you just need some space fun for
Oh yeah.
however many fucking hours
It's
this thing
30
was.
hours. Like it's a decent size.
Yeah.
But that was like 30 hours on like extra speed for me, like 1.2, I think.
Yeah.
But
I listen at normal speed.
yeah, that's because you burn through books a lot faster.
Yeah, I need to stretch the bastards out. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think for a single credit getting 4 books, like it's 39 hours if you listen to it at normal speed, and you're 40 hours. That's a hell of a fucking deal for a single credit, considering
And it's a fun story. Like
It is.
I legitimately enjoyed it. Like it seemed interesting. The characters that you're meant to like, you actually like. They have some solid banter. The fact they pick up a random guy and start calling him nerd.
yeah.
It's like, do this, nerd. I'm like, this is great. I love this. But it was, and like their AI helper is just a reclaimed sex bot. Like the weird stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's odd.
I think they could have spent
like-
a bit more time on banter, like, or not,
Yeah.
not so much just sitting around a table on banter, but like a little more like everything's happening at such a fast pace, and this needs to happen now, and oh my god, all this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, you've still got travel time. There's time to burn a fucking chapter of. Tell me a little bit more about this character. Let him go through, like, let him sort of voice why they're there and what they've done, and have a bit more of a redeem, not just, I did a bad thing, I got sent to a bad place, now I'm here doing this thing, yay!
Yeah. They mention at one point the guy's call sign changes so many times, because it starts off being Lucifer,
Joker,
and it becomes
then Jester, and then
because there was a guy who's he becomes Imp after being Lucifer for a while, because they find out the big bad's actually called Lucifer. He's like, but I like that name. Like, no, you're Imp now. Like, oh.
Yeah, and they named him after the first ship he ever got shot down in.
Yeah. But they mention Imp never stops talking.
Yeah.
It's like, you have talked about nothing for days. It's like, honestly, I would like this conversation more had we heard something beforehand. Because to us, the listener, Imp has been silent.
Yeah.
But,
and all in all, I've really enjoyed this book for... I actually had to stop listening to another book that I really want to fucking listen to listen to this, and I have enjoyed this, so it's been a good point in time for it. If it was a shit book, I would have been real fucking pissed, because I really want to listen to that other book.
Somehow I'd have been throttled through a Discord connection.
Oh, yeah.
like John Doe just appears like, hello.
Space vampire, this motherfucker.
Boy, the alien creatures were sufficiently alien as well, which I like. Like the Gant species, everyone just calls them Gant. They apparently only have 2 fingers, so it's like a dual thumb for their hands.
Yeah.
So very sloth-like. So they can't use normal guns or normal weapons.
And they're fucking like less than waist height, so they're tiny little things.
Yeah. They're only wee. Then there's like what are the big guys called?
I couldn't for the life of you.
Cannot remember the name, but the guy they have on there for their team, he's like one of these big, almost like crab insectoid kind of races, just nothing but muscle and chitin, and it's just like, I like this. It sounds hilariously fun.
And they also mentioned like there's the last race they found, or the last race to contact humanity, be part of the whole fucking Republic
Federation.
thing.
Yeah, because we made this one in this universe. Like, humans were the first ones, apparently.
Yeah, they go through the whole humans were made in the image, yay, and everything else was just detritus that got seeded. Yeah. But they say like there's the last race that was sort of sentient race that was contacted is these, they live underground, they dig tunnels, and they actually get brought back to Earth, and they redo the whole New York subway, and they're like the whole thing behind it. But as the book goes on, they're also more and more closely connected to the Seraphim, the good guys. And it's like, how long have they been working with these people? Like, they've got quite a fucking connection here.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole nother depth or layer to it that I'm actually like, I want to know more about that shit.
Yeah. The world he's built is entertaining and interesting, and I honestly really enjoy watching the main villain fail, because he keeps killing subordinates.
Yeah.
Every time he gets bad news, he just kills the guy next to him. It's like,
he straight out Vader's a lot of people.
Yeah,
he really does. And it's like, all I can think of, because they mention he's not horribly intimidating to look at, he just looks like a weedy dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just picturing like an accountant with force powers at this point. And
well, he says like where he came from, and he was like an
Egyptian,
Egyptian slave captured during war, and was abducted by this race of space vampires, and then worked his way up through the ranks to become this person who be sent back with all this trust we had to do this fucking thing. And he's just some guy.
Pretty much. And his main goal is to essentially open a gateway and go and punch God in the face.
Yeah.
Like, that is a mission I can get behind.
Oh yeah, straight out.
Unfortunately, doing so is going to wreck our universe. So
yeah,
we
like,
need to
there is a
stop him.
downside.
But it's
only
definitely
a few
one of
people
those,
in
like,
the universe I'd sort of want to save. There's a lot of dickery going on I could quite happily cut.
Oh yeah. But like that goal of punch God in face, potentially kill.
Yeah.
It's like, I can see where the aspiration comes from.
Yeah.
But it's a fun read.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be reading the other 4 books in this series because
they're now added to my list.
To do so.
I've already got a back
they are now
catalogue
in
that
my
I've got to
wish
fucking
list.
listen to.
Yeah.
So I've already purchased the next book after this. So,
Although, speaking of the back catalogue, what is the next one you're inflicting on us, Dan? Because I think that was in all of our back catalogues as well.
yes, this one was in all of our back catalogues, and it's called fucking Straya.
Straya!
Fucking Straya by Anthony O'Connor. A little 9 or almost 10 hours. So not a bad little listen.
Give us the quick overview of this one. Then.
Alright, so I love a sunbirth dystopia. Australia lies in ruins. A once proud nation, former Australia has regressed into a patchwork of civilization cowering under the deadly heat of a merciless sun. Savage violence lurks around every corner. Good pubs, but this sounds fucking...
Is this a dystopia or just a Tuesday?
I would have said Wednesday.
No,
it's a fucking hump day sort of book.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
The problem is, they made one glaring mistake. We've never been a proud country.
Not allowed to be proud, mate. So, anyway, affable young mutant Franger, which any of our non-Australian fucking listeners, that's a fucking dommy. Or, yeah. So, Franger risks life and double-jointed limb to help provide for his makeshift family of muty kids and increasingly senile friend and mentor, Ken Ages. If they don't do a far Ken Ages joke in there, I'm going to fucking rip this fucking book apart.
Exactly. It'll be deleted within seconds.
After finding a strange artifact in the deadly down low district, Franger inadvertently starts a horrifying chain of events. I'm going to have a hard time getting past his fucking Franger name. I'm going to laugh every fucking time.
I kind of hope the guy reading this is actually the guy from He Who Fights with Monsters. Cause
I looked and it's not, but I hope it's someone with an equally thick Aussie accent.
Better be Aussie.
Yeah.
If they've got a Yankee bloke doing an Aussie accent, I'm going to crack the shits.
Oh, we'll rip that book apart then. And then we'll petition the guy from He Who Fights with Monsters to do it. Please fix it.
Anyway, something terrifying takes form in New Sydney. A colossal beast rises as unspeakably powerful as it is malevolent. And if Franger and his crew of misfits can't stop it, then all of Australia is completely fucked. Set in a futuristic Australia, desperately coping with inequity, racism, and the effects of climate change. Australia balances Kenny's social allegory with subversive wit and oddly optimistic sense of hope. It needs to end up as Mad Max. That just needs to be the last chapter. Max rides in.
I really hope it's just the Road Warrior rides in and fucks everyone up.
It sounds sort of comedic and goofy and fucking stupid, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I've had this one in my wish list for a while, and now
it turns out all 3 of us have had it in our wish list for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know where we all fucking came across it or where it got recommended to us.
I think it's just... I'm assuming it's just added to any Australian account on Audible at this point. Just you know what? Go for it. It's in your wish list, just Australian.
Here's a view of the future.
But my real question is, why, out of all the fucking cities you could bring back as the new such and such, why would you choose Sydney?
Well,
fucking New Sydney, so it's the same cesspit.
Sydney's that far up itself, and if it doesn't have a little follow-on city of Little Melbourne, go, me too. We've got a little monster too.
Basically, New Melbourne folded within seconds when they couldn't get chai lattes. the chai wars.
And then you'll have a camera in the background. Well, I'm the actual capital, and I'm built around circles. You can just go around and around and around me.
We had a big wall already to keep the pores out. Thankfully, that helped. Meanwhile, Brisbane's just wait, something changed? What happened?
Come to Canberra. You can buy fireworks and porn. You can grow weed. Yay!
Fucking Canberra.
Yes. Any non-Australian, just agree with fuck Canberra. Any Australian already knows. Fuck Canberra.
Yeah.
Just fucking Canberra.
But yeah, so that's
Yeah,
our
that
book.
looks like fun. I'm gonna have fun.
I think that'll be good.
We'll rip that one apart in like a month.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know. Look, it's got to be. Look, I tried to look it up and see if I could find out if the narrator was Australian without actually listening to it. I don't know, and I couldn't find anything. So I'm hoping, really hoping.
All I can assume is our like group chat. If this is not an Australian reading this, at some point next week, one of us will start the thread of "fuck,"
Yeah.
and we'll know exactly what we mean.
Oh, I can guarantee you, if I start reading this, because I've actually got an open slot right now, I haven't started the next Hell book,
Yeah.
and it's not Australian, I guarantee you, next episode I will start it with fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want an Australian book read by some American troll.
We'll get to next book week and we'll go, right, so none of us finished this fucking thing. We got 2 lines into it and just deleted the cunt.
He tried to say the word bonza, and we almost we just saw red. He may be dead now.
The first line was throw a shrimp on the Barbie, and I deleted from there.
Oh god, there has never been a more non-Australian saying than put another shrimp on the Barbie. Because first of all, they're fucking prawns.
Shrimp are tiny little things you get in your special fried
Yeah,
rice.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
They don't belong in a Barbie.
no, fuck no.
Right, we're out past now, so I think we're done.
Yeah.
We can't get into the great barbecue debate. We'll be here all day.
No, we fucking can't.
No. Actually, sorry. One question for you.
Shoot.
It's going to sound completely out of fucking nowhere, but it was the thing that was happening at work. Got a question for you.
Okay.
Peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you put butter on it?
Yeah.
Why not?
Crunchy peanut butter.
Sorry?
Crunchy peanut butter. With butter. Yeah.
That seems weird to me, because you're already putting peanut butter on it.
I put butter on fucking everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, this was a thing happening at work. We were asking everyone this question. And the second one was Nutella sandwich.
Yep.
Do you put butter on it?
Yep. I put butter on.
I don't know.
If it's a
To be honest,
sandwich,
I just don't
it's
have sandwiches.
bread, butter, filling. Doesn't
Honestly,
matter
by
what the
making a
filling
sandwich,
is, it
it's-
needs butter.
Yeah, it starts off with, in my head, a sandwich is, like, before you've even decided what sandwich you're having, you've already buttered the bread. So...
That's bizarre to me.
But, like, you could go bread, butter, peanut butter, cheese, jam, butter, bread.
I'm not
That
entirely sold on
sounds
I'm not entirely
horrifying.
sold on the cheese in that argument.
Oh, no.
At
You
the
try
same
that
time,
with
I
a
wanna
fucking
try
slice
it.
of tasty in the guts of it. Holy shit.
I'm not
the only
saying
thing is,
no. I'm just saying I don't know.
Try it.
Do we have a new
Try and
offshoot?
get back
Cooking
to
with
me.
John Doe.
I'll tell you, this is the
The
culinary
bit I
corner of
find weird is the
Tangenetic.
butter, not the cheese.
Oh, I might give that a shot, though. Just
This is the culinary corner, right there.
We're toasting this.
I'll tell you,
aren't we? Yeah.
everything needs cheese. Everything. I don't care what
You're
it
not
is.
wrong.
Put cheese on ice
Cheese
cream.
can
I
argue
don't
with
give a
that.
fuck.
Yeah, cheese is cheese.
To each their own.
Well, I don't
But-
even get along with lactose anymore, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm eating cheese.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just
That-
wanted to throw that one in there because there was a whole thing at work today where we were talking to everybody
I'd
about
say
what
yes
they do
to
with
butter,
on
but the peanut butter has to be crunchy because
Mm.
smooth peanut butter isn't peanut butter. It's shit.
I like
That's fair.
smooth peanut butter on toast because it kind of melts and gets gooey with the hot bread. But on normal,
But so does
on-
crunchy, and you still get the chunks.
See, I don't care that much because I'm getting the crunch texture from the toast. But I completely agree with you on a normal, non-toasted sandwich. It's got to be crunchy.
Yeah.
I'll meet you
That's
halfway.
Now I'm hungry.
So am I actually. I've still got my dinner waiting.
I got a kebab
Alright,
waiting
we're
for
done.
the end of this.
We're
so-
done.
Oh yeah, with butter.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.